What's up, guys? It's Manny here, back with another video. And in today's video, I'm going to be going over Lamelo Ball, the Charlotte Hornets, and what it actually means for the city of Charlotte now that he's on the team. Check it out.
In the 2020 NBA Draft, the Charlotte Hornets select Lamelo Ball from Chino Hills, California.
So first off, for a lot of you who don't know, I'm originally from Charlotte, North Carolina, and I've never repped the Hornets. And a lot of my friends will tell you, like, okay, I only rep the team that wins the championship, whatever. That's nonsense. I do like the Lakers. I have a friend on the team, Alex Caruso is one of my buddies. So I do like the Lakers, but I've always been an NBA player fan opposed to a team fan. I lived in Charlotte for like maybe the first 3 years of my life, so I didn't really grow up in Charlotte. And then I moved to Columbia, Missouri, and then College Station, Texas, Arkansas. So I was never really like in a city with an NBA team to form a bond with that team. So I've never really had a team, but the Charlotte Hornets is my birth city. That's the hometown if you're going off of where you were born. And they have never been good for my entire life. And getting these higher draft picks, it makes me a little bit more excited because that could potentially be the team that I want to root for. Probably not. I'm probably still going to like players, but I do want to see the Hornets do well. So getting LaMelo Ball. I like the draft pick. A lot of people are going to say, his dad, Lonzo, isn't really panned out to what everyone thought he was going to be. I'm okay with that. I like the star power in Charlotte. Charlotte was lacking star power, and we had Kemba Walker. I'm saying we. I'm not jumping on any bandwagon. Even though Charlotte's not good, I'm not jumping on any bandwagon. They had Kemba Walker, who's a really good player, but he's that tier below, elite and being a star power player. He's got star power talent, but just that aura around him does not make him a star. So drafting LaMelo Ball brings that excitement, brings that star power to the Charlotte Hornets. There's a lot of people who weren't watching the Charlotte Hornets are going to tune in now just because he's on the team. The other thing I like is he's a unique talent. So, obviously his game is unorthodox, but 6'7", point guard, kind of traveled around the world, played basketball, loves playing basketball. That's all he's done his whole life. Great passer. I think can shoot it a little bit better than Lonzo. Super crafty. He does some magical things with the ball. And I think he's just a unique talent that you got in the draft that'll provide, a different feel in Charlotte. You don't win without those unique players. The NBA is very player focused, opposed to like an NFL where you're running schemes and it's very team oriented. It's team oriented in the NBA, but the stars win, and just that's how it's gone for the entire history of the league. I also like that he in the NBA draft, he is the best player at something in that draft. I think it's really good when you get the best player at a certain skill in the draft, and I think he's the best passer and arguably the best ball handler, arguably the best decision maker in the entire draft. Now I know he comes in and he's kind of flashy and it can mess you up, but for the most part, he knows what he's doing with the ball. He is the best passer. I would argue he could be a better passer than Lonzo, and we'll see that come to fruition. But he's the best at a certain skill, and I think when you draft anyone that is the best in a draft at something, that's most likely going to be a win. The last thing I like is that he's under the Jordan realm. Now, Jordan hasn't always been good about drafting the right players. I know you got Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, I think Cody Zeller, Frank Kaminsky. So some of these guys, haven't panned out. He hasn't been the best GM, but I think, LaMelo coming in under Jordan, obviously his dad and Jordan, well, not Jordan, but his dad was like, I'll beat Jordan one-on-one. So there's obviously kind of that, that thing going there. But I think, Jordan is going to be involved, and he's really going to bring the competitive greatness out in LaMelo. Because if there's one flaw in LaMelo's game, it's his drive. And you kind of see it with Lonzo. You know, Lonzo's out there, and he's cool. And that's just him. You know, he's always just been kind of like that low-key cool. But in the NBA, like, it's tough to be just that kind of low-key cool guy. You know, it works for Kawhi. He's an elite talent. But someone like Lonzo, where you know, he's supposed to be a leader, he's a point guard, he needs to be a little bit more vocal. And that's kind of the knock on Melo. It's like, oh, he's kind of nonchalant. He loves to hoop, but, you know, he doesn't need to hoop. It's kind of that feel. I think Jordan, you know, being at the top and always being there watching will really bring that out of Melo a little bit more. And I think you can see a really good product. On to what I don't like. So I don't love the pieces around him. You know, you've got LaMelo, and you don't have a lot of shooters around him. I know you got Malik Monk, but you don't really have a team where he could come in and be a total facilitator. He's probably going to have to score more than you'd like for a player like that. He's more of a get everybody involved. He can score, but, you know, he doesn't really have the firepower with him. Now, I don't know what they're going to do, you know, in terms of free agency. I know that they did get Gordon Hayward, which is a good pickup, but I don't think he's enough. You got to get some more pieces around LaMelo in order for this to be a success. But, I mean, and again, this is year one. You know, they don't need to be in the finals the first year. But I don't really love the pieces around him, and they've got to do something to acquire a few more pieces. I also don't like that Charlotte's best player last year was a ball-dominant point guard in Devontae Graham, who, in my opinion, should have won Sixth Man of the Year. And I know he's going to come in this year, you know, trying to even improve on last year. So you bring in LaMelo, and you've got two kind of ball-dominant guards that have to play. And you know, they probably move Devontae Graham over to the 2, but, you know, Melo's going to have to guard that 2. Devontae Graham's a little bit shorter, and then Melo lacks on the defensive end. So I just don't know how the lineup is going to work with those 2 guards, and obviously you have Malik Monk as well. So, you know, there's a few things that need to pan out a little bit for me to feel a little bit better about that situation. But I guess we'll see how that plays out. The next thing that throws me off is just the Hornets' luck. You know, the Hornets every single year, you know, they make it to the 8 seed or whatever, get beat or get swept in the first round, and it kind of have stuck in that, you know, 12, 13 range, 14 range, those lottery picks, 15, and have never really hit on any of the picks. They got a high pick this year, but I just don't love the Hornets' luck. They always kind of end up in a weird spot where it's like, not rebuilding. I mean, we got Gordon Hayward now. Are we rebuilding or are we not? And in the NBA, that the system of the NBA doesn't work. Like, if you're in one of those middle tier teams, you're really in a rough spot because you don't get high draft picks. You know, you maybe make the playoffs. And you have to hit on your draft picks. You got to get a Giannis, you know, at 16, or you got to get a Kawhi at a 14 or something. You got to get lucky with those hits, and they just haven't been. And their luck kind of throws me off a little bit as well. Hopefully, you know, Melo coming in and kind of the changed up team with Gordon Hayward can fix that. The last thing I don't like is the East is getting tougher. You know, the Philadelphia 76ers are continuing to add on and add different pieces to be good. I love the Raptors. They play so hard. Pascal Siakam, Kyle Lowry, they've won a championship, so they've got that confidence. They come with a vengeance. Fred VanVleet is really good. The Celtics, obviously, they're coming. The Heat made it to the finals. No one thought the Heat were coming, so they're going to be back. And then obviously we got Kevin Durant and Kyrie, hopefully going to be healthy to see that. So the East is rough, and not to take anything from the West, because the West is always good, but to me the East is abnormally strong this year, and a lot of that is just because there's so many. You know, the Heat weren't supposed to be that good. They are. The Raptors weren't supposed to be as good as they were when Kawhi left. They are. Celtics are really good. I mean, the Nets, like I said, they've got 2 mega stars. So the East is really rough, and they're going to get beat up pretty bad. And, you know, I don't predict them anywhere near the playoffs this year. But it's, you know, that stepping stool that they need to continue to get better and get more pieces. But the East is no joke this year, and it kind of is a bad setup for Hornet as they're rebuilding. and the East is kind of at its peak that it's been at, over the last 20 years. So gotta continue to get better, but the East is very strong this year. Overall, guys, I like the Lamelo pick. I think it's going to work. I actually feel good about this one. I kind of get a feeling on every draft pick. Every year I'm like, okay, I like that, I don't like that, I like this. This one's okay, and this one I really thought is going to be a positive experience for the city of Charlotte. They've got some star power in there with Lamelo. He was a star, when he was a ninth grader, 10th grader, so he understands the spotlight. Charlotte isn't a crazy title town, so people are going to be breathing down his neck. If they're not in the Eastern Conference Finals in 3 years, so I mean he's going to have time to develop. The organization of Charlotte, it's run by Jordan, so he's got to get better at how he runs things and how he builds a team around his stars. But I've got confidence that will happen. And like I said, overall, I'm excited. I hope the city of Charlotte is excited. And you've got Lamelo there for the foreseeable future. And now you just got to get the pieces around him. And I think a lot of wins can come to Charlotte's direction. With that being said, guys, that's the video. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really does help the channel out. It allows me to make more videos for you guys. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.